Okay. Good afternoon to all. Welcome to IT 103, which is your discrete structure, lesson number 2. And your lesson number 2 is about logic. Ayan, so in
May
logic,
klase na ako eh.
paki-off lang muna yung mga speaker. So for logic, we have the propositional logic, logic of compound statement, propositional equivalences, conditional statements, logical equivalences, valid and invalid arguments, application, digital logic circuits, predicates and quantifiers, logic of quantified statement. So nakapaloob lahat yan sa logic. Isa-isahin natin yan, but not here in lesson number 2, no? Mahahati yan for different lessons. So start muna tayo sa propositional logic. When we say proposition, it is a statement or a declarative sentence. Go back to English, no? Dahil nag-aaral kayo doon ng what is statement. So, ang statement po ay isang proposition, a declarative one. It means that a sentence that declares a fact that is either true or false, but not both. So, walang maybe. So, yun yung propositions. It declares a fact, whether it is or true or false, but not both. Example, is the following sentence a proposition? If it is a proposition, determine whether it is true or false. Answeran muna natin ng true or false. Is it true or false? Paris is the capital of France. Is it true or false? Ay, wala namang sasagot.
True.
Okay.
True.
So in other words, is this a sentence or a proposition? Sentence, is this a sentence? Correct?
Yes po.
Yes. So, it is a proposition? Yes or no?
Yes.
Tingnan natin. Okay, correct. This makes a declarative statement and hence is a proposition because this, hindi lang ito statement, kundi ito ay isang declarative statement. Kasi may mga statement na hindi declarative. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya proposition. Tama yung sabi nyo, Paris is the capital of France. So, it is true. Next, example number 2. Is the following sentence a proposition? If it is a proposition, determine whether it is true or false. Okay, can Ali come with you? True or false? Ha? Hindi na alam.
False, ma'am. False.
False. Sinasabing false. Sinasabing
False
true.
po. Hindi siya propositional.
Hindi siya propositions. Sinasabing true. Ang tanong, proposition ba to?
False po.
False. O, true.
Hindi po. Hindi.
Hindi.
False mo.
Sinagsabing true. Wala. Sinagsabing false. Wala rin. This is a questions, not the declarative sentence, and hence not a proposition. So, hindi po siya proposition dahil although siya ay isang sentence, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, pero hindi siya declarative, siya ay question. Hence, not a proposition. Next, number 3. Take 2 aspirin.
True, ma'am. True.
True. Okay, true. True. Positive kayong lahat, ha? Positive. This is not a proposition. Mali kayong lahat. Kasi ito po ay imperative sentence. Means, nag-uutos, di ba? Hindi siya declarative and therefore not a proposition. Sabi natin, declarative lang po ang proposition. Kaya itong nag-uutos na ito, imperative, hindi po siya proposition. Next. Is the following sentence a proposition?
Hindi, ma'am.
No.
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 Sabi yes.
False.
Oh, mas marami ang no. Tignan natin kung talagang no ito ha.
Block mo, block.
Because this is
Equation.
true for
No,
okay lang kahit
false.
na equation siya. Pero this is true for certain values of x, such as x is equal to 6. For example, nagbigay kayo ng value ng x is equal to 6. So this is true. Pero false siya kapag hindi ang values niya is 6, no, or more. Pag 5 or less than 5, hindi siya true kundi false. Kaya ito ay hindi proposition. Kasi ang magiging answer mo dito may be because of the letter x. Because we don't know the value of x. Diba?
Yes,
Kaya
ma'am.
maybe ang sagot, ang proposition answerable lang ng true or false. Therefore, this is not a proposition. Is the following sentence a proposition? He is a college student.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. How about the
Yes,
other?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
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 True,
So, mas
ma'am.
marami yung true.
Yes.
No, mas
True.
marami yung true.
True.
True. True.
Okay, bakit? Because truth, hindi daw mali kayo.
Sentence.
It
Truth.
is not a proposition. Bakit ka mo?
Huh?
Because truth, although ito ay declarative, di ba? Truth or falsity proposition depend on the reference for the pronoun he. Kasi meron din naman college student na she. Di ba? Hindi naman si he lang ang college student. Although nagde-declare siya na ang mga lalaki ay college student, pero paano yung mga babaeng college student? So therefore, it is not a proposition. So he ay depende ulit kasi may he naman na hindi college student, may he naman na high school, senior high school, or elementary. Kaya ito ay nagfo-fall under maybe. It depends on the situation of the...
So,
Sige,
ma'am, kailangan po ba, ma'am, na specified yung subject
yes, kailangan.
para ma-declare as truth
Proposition.
yung proposition?
Yes.
Ah,
Wala
okay.
dapat sagot na maybe. Walang mga restrictions or walang mga it depends. Walang mga ganun. Okay, so notations na tayo. So alam na natin kung ano yung proposition sa hindi proposition. So magbibigay na tayo ng mga notations. The small letters are commonly used to denote the propositional variables. That is variable that represent propositions such as P, Q, R, and S. Kasi dito, sa logic, magbibigay ng statement and that statement will have a variable name. Kasi ang gagawin natin, maraming variables ang or statement ang gagamitin natin. Kailangan identify natin kung anong statement yon. So P, Q, R, S are the variables that we will use for the propositional statement or sentence. Okay, next. The truth value of a proposition is true kasi, di ba, ina-identify natin kung ang statement na yun ay true or false. Kasi bawal ang maybe. Di ba? So if it is a true, it is denoted by T or 1. No? At false naman, denoted by F or 0. IT tayo, so alam natin ang true, ang kanyang binary digits ay 1. At kapag false, ang binary digit niya ay 0. Okay. So gagamitan natin ng variable P, Q, R, S ang bawat statement na gagamitin natin. Okay, for compound propositions, we are producing new propositions from existing propositions. We have the logical operators or connectives. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang discrete structure, magko-compute po tayo but not numbers. No? Mag-re-relate po tayo ng statement, pero hindi tayo magre-relate ng numbers. Okay, so with the use of this symbol at the right side, katulad ng number 1, not, pag nakita niyo yung not na word na yan, ang symbol po na gagamitin ay yung may line na ganun. Yan, ito. Yan. Yan ang not. Kapag and naman po ay yung caret. Okay, and. Pag or naman po ay yung letter V, small v. Pag exclusive or, yung plus na may circle. No, parang tablet ang tsura. Sa implications naman ay yung single arrow at by conditional is the two-way arrow. So, saan natin gagamitin yan? Because we are going to, kasi ayan, not, and, or, exclusive. Saan nyo nakikita lahat yan? IT 101. Anong subject ba yan? IT, hindi IT 101 eh. Sa laboratory subjects niyo ng IT 101. Diba? When you are comparing the logical values, diba? Gumagamit tayo ng not and or not. Yan. So, dito sa discrete, gagamit din po tayo yan. Pero ang symbol na gagamitin natin ay itong mga ito. Sa C++, may mga period yan dito. Yung end, di ba? Para kayo ay mag-indicate ng logical operators. Pero sa atin, yan ang gagamitin. So, huwag kayong ma-disturb or magkamali sa and at saka sa or. So, isipin nyo yung or, letter V na small, at yung end, caret symbol. Okay, negations of a proposition. Sabi nga natin, di ba, gagamit tayo ng variables. P for our first proposition, then Q for our second proposition, R for our third, S for our fourth, and so on and so forth. So let P be a proposition. So, the negation of P denoted by, di ba sabi nga natin, ang not, gagamitin natin itong symbol na to. So, wag na natin gamitin to, no? Maging ano lang tayo, uniform. Ito na lang ang gagamitin nating lahat. Kapag tayo ay nagbigay ng negative propositions, ito po. Itong symbol na to, and then the first proposition. Ang tawag dito, it is not the case that P. So, ibig sabihin yan, not P in other words. The proposition not P is read as not P. Pero pwede rin namang it is not the case that P. Pero parang complicated kasi itong words na to, itong statement na to, kaya ito na lang po ang gagamitin natin. Not P. The truth values of the negation of P is this one. It is the opposite of the truth value of P. Kaya kung ang laman ng P ninyo ay true, kapag ginamit nyo yung negations, kinuha nyo yung negations ng proposition, false na po siya. Ngayon, kung negative naman yung given propositions at kinuha nyo yung negations ng P, ang magiging value po nun ay false. Kabaligtaran, ay true pala, kabaligtaran. So, pag positive, negative. Pag negative, positive. Ayan, example para mas maintindihan ninyo. Find the negation of the following proposition. So, given ang letter P, so it means meron kayong isang statement, no? Declarative statement. Today is Friday. The negation is, ano magiging negation niya? Sige nga. The negation of that is, today
is Saturday.
Ano ba sabi natin sa negation? Pag sinabi natin positive, gagawin natin siyang negative, di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so paano yung replacement ng ating P para maging negation P siya? Ano yung magiging equivalent statement?
Today is not Friday, ma'am.
Okay, tingnan natin.
Negative Friday.
Tama yung sinabi niya. Sino ba? Si Jovelyn, no? Di ba, eto naman.
Ang galing.
It is not the case that today, di ba, hindi na natin gagamitin niya kasi medyo complicated, napakarami, di ba? Mas simple lang yung Today is not Friday. Yan. Kesa gamitin natin yung it is not the case that today is Friday. Pero pareho lang po sila. Pero sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi na po natin gagamitin ito. Kasi nakakalito, baka malito. Pareho lang naman nito yan. Kaya ito na po ang gagamitin natin to declare the negation statement. Okay? So pag ito po yung binigay, today is Friday at pinahanap sa inyo yung negation niyan, ito yung magiging answer ninyo. Pag ito lang ang hinanap, wala ito, wala yung statement, so ito lang yung answer nyo. Pag ito lang naman ang laman, ito naman yung answer ninyo. Ngayon, kung ito naman yung hinahanap at ibibigay mo naman yung propositions nito, yung positive, ito po yung answer. Okay na?
Copy, ma'am. Copy.
Complicate. Ano pa lang yan? Simple pa lang yan, ha? Simple statement pa lang yan. Okay, tingnan naman natin dito. Write the negation of 6 is negative. Ang statement is,
6 is positive.
okay, 6 is positive. Sino pa may ibang alam na answer?
Positive 6.
Positive 6.
6 is?
Not negative.
Yes, not
Six is not
negative
positive.
or
Six is
non.
negative.
Tsaka yung it is not the case that 6 is negative. Pero hindi na natin gagamitin ito. Ito na lang. Pwede rin naman positive. 6 is positive or 6 is non-negative. No? Hindi not negative. Non-negative ang correct statement para dun sa hindi negative. So, non-negative. Okay, let us look for our truth value for the not. Not statement. Kasi isa sa logical operators natin or operations is the not. Kaya nga according to the truth table, kapag yung ating P is true, then our negation of P is false. If our P is false, the negation side of that is true. Ang tawag dyan ay unary operator. So we will use that symbol. Now, the conjunction. So finish na tayo dun, ha. Sa end na po tayo. Tapos na tayo sa not. End na. So definition, let P and Q be propositions. Ayan, kaya naging dalawa na. P at Q na yung ating proposition. Kasi kanina, unary lang. It means single operation. So ngayon, dalawa na. Kaya ang ating variables na gagamitin ay P and Q. The conjunction of P and Q denoted by, ayan, di ba yung symbol na yan, yung pinaalala ko sa inyo. Pag end ang gagamitin ninyo, eto, caret. Caret ang kailangan. So, P and Q is the proposition P and Q. Okay, the conjunction P and Q is true when P and Q are both true and is false otherwise. So what do you mean by that? Sige nga, sino makakapag-explain? Hello, pwede na kayo mag-on ng inyong mic.
Ano po ulit yun, ma'am?
How can you explain the conjunction, yung last statement? Ito. Yan. Paano nyo yan i-explain? Paano nyo naintindihan yan?
Ma'am, if yung statement po is both true for the two parties and false with the two parties, true po lahat yun.
So, ibig
Yung
sabihin,
statement pala.
ayun. Kapag ang P ay true at ang Q ay true, true ang answer. Pero kapag may nag-false sa kanila, false na ang answer. Lahat. Di ba? Natatandaan nyo ba yung and operators? Isa lang ang magiging true when you are comparing, no? Ayan na, papunta na nga rito yung ulan. Kumukulog-kulog na.
Yeah.
Okay, P. Kapag ang P ay true at ang Q ay false, ano yung magiging answer?
True pa rin, ma'am.
Parang baligtad. Kapag
False.
end,
False. False po.
false. Kailangan pareho
Bakit
silang
naging false,
true.
ma'am?
End ang
False.
ano, end. Kailangan true pareho sila. Sa or yun mamaya. Yeah? So, nandun pa lang
Okay.
tayo sa
Sorry,
end statement. End.
nag-conflict ako sa end and or.
Pareho silang true. Kailangan pareho silang true para maging true ang answer. Kapag may false dyan, kahit na alin dyan sa dalawa, false ang answer. Gets nyo na? Okay, katulad nito. Find the conjunction of the proposition P and Q. Hala, 10 minutes na lang. Where, for example, given the P, the content is today is Friday. Q, it is raining today. So the conjunction is P, that's yung symbol ng M, Q. Kaya magiging statement niyan pag if you are going to put it together, today is Friday and it is raining today. Ba?
True.
Gumamit lang tayo ng and.
True.
True ba yan? Today is Friday. False. Friday ba ngayon? Ay, nga, no? Friday. And
True po.
it is raining.
True,
Ay,
ma'am. Tapos umuulan
eh.
pa.
Sa amin, hindi pa. So, false.
True.
False ang answer
Sa amin
sa
po,
amin. Sa inyo, true. Yan, katulad ng truth table na ito, kapag dalawa na raw ang ginamit nating proposition, it means you are using a binary operator. So, yung symbol na yun ay pang-binary operations. Katulad nito, meron tayong P. If it is true, and Q ay true, yun lang true ang magiging answer. Kasi, ang ginagamit natin ay AND operation. Ayan, kaya dito, true, false. So makikita nyo, may isa lang false, false na lahat yung answer. So mas marami yung false kesa sa true. Kasi and ang ginamit niya. Okay? Yan na tayo. Yan. Jovelyn, yan sinasabi mo. Disjunction or. So definition, let P and Q be proposition. The disjunction of P and Q denoted by P at yung letter V na maliit, Q is the proposition P or Q. The disjunction P or Q is false when both P and Q are false and is true otherwise. Nakita ko na yung ating example. So, the disjunction, given yung P, today is Friday, ganun pa rin yung given. And the disjunction is, today is Friday or it is raining today. So, yun yung statement equivalent no, ng P or Q. Okay, with our truth table, ayan, makikita nyo kanina sa end, isa lang yung true. Maraming false. Dito naman sa or, mas maraming true kesa sa false. Kasi kahit meron kang magkaiba no, na output, pwede na siyang true. Ang magiging false lang yung may parehong false. Okay, malinaw? Ayan, exclusive or XOR. Definition, let P and Q be propositions. The exclusive OR of P and Q denoted by P at itong symbol na ito, Q, is the proposition P, X, or Q. The exclusive OR P, X, or Q is true when exactly one of P and Q is true. Pagkapareho na sila, kahit na parehong, basta parehong false, parehong true, false na siya otherwise. Na? Parang pinagsamang and at saka or. Example, find the exclusive or of the proposition P and Q, where P, has a contents of ATIF will pass the course IT 103. And Q that has a content of ATIF will fail the course IT 103. So the exclusive OR for this is, so P, X, or Q, ATIF will pass or fail the course IT 103. So pareho lang sila ng OR. Kaya lang yung symbol lang ang pinagkaiba pagdating sa symbol. Sa statement, the same ng OR. Pwede naman lagyan nyo ng X dyan. X OR, pwede rin yun. Okay, for our truth table, yan. So makikita nyo sa truth table, pag pareho sila, false na kagad yun. Kapag magkaiba, true na kagad. Di ba? Parang pinagsamang and at saka or. So yan yung XOR. The following proposition uses the English connective or determined from the context whether or is intended to be used in the inclusive or exclusive sense. So ito yung mga take note, mga reminder. Like for example, number 1, Nabil has 1 or 2 brothers. So ano ba yan? Sabi nga, a person cannot have both 1 and 2 brothers, therefore, or is used in the exclusive sense. So ibig sabihin, hindi po siya or lang, kung hindi exclusive sense, exclusive or. Kasi dito, hindi natin masasabi kung si Nabil ang pangalan kasi niya, ng person, cannot have both 1 and 2 brothers. No? Kasi identify mo na kung 1 or 2 ang gagamitin niya or ang brothers niya. Number 2, to register for BSc, you must have passed the qualifying exam or be listed as an math major. So tingnan natin kung anong ginamit dito. Kasi kung tayo ang or titingnan natin ito, yung or, to register for BSc, kailangan daw nakapasa sa qualifying exam or be listed as an math major. So gagamit ba ng or X? So presumably, if you have passed the qualifying exam and are also listed as an math major, you can still register for BCS. Therefore, or is inclusive. So gagamit tayo ng or lang at hindi yung XOR. Kasi nga sabi rito, kapag nakapasa sa qualifying exam at listed din sa math major, you can still register for BCS. Yan, kaya ang gagamitin ay or. Okay, now the composite statement. Statement and operators, ito'y pinagsama-sama na, no? Can be combined in any way to form a new statement. Ayan. So, samahin na natin yung negation. Diba? Kanina, nandun tayo sa negations. Meron tayong or, meron tayong and. So, I have here a table. The first column is for the first statement or the first proposition P. And then second proposition Q. Then negations of P. And then negations of Q. If you are going to use, ano ba ang tawag dito? And or or?
Or, ma'am.
Or, correct.
Or,
So kapag or, kanina 'di ba, pag or ang ginamit natin, ito lang yung given sa kabila, ito lang. Ito lang. Kapag or, mas maraming true, 'di ba? So dito gagamit tayo ng negations. Like for example, alam naman natin ang negations ng P if it is true, false. Negation ng Q if it is true, false din. Kaya ang answer niyan, pag gumamit tayo ng or statement or operations, the value is also false. Okay, so kung ang value ng negations ng P ay false at ang negations ng Q rito ay, dito sa second na tayo ha, true. So therefore, yung value ng ating or is true. Kasi di ba, or anyone, kahit na ano magkaroon lang siya ng true, the answer is true. Okay, so kapag false naman, negation ng P is true, and then ang Q, given ay true, at kinuha natin yung negations, magiging false. Kapag gumamit tayo ng or operations, still true pa rin dahil meron naman siyang true kasi or ang gamit natin. So same with the same false, kapag kinuha natin yung negations nila, ang magiging answer natin ay true because of the or statement. Okay? Okay, so ta-translate natin yung English to logic. Kasi for example, nagbigay ako ng statement, no? And then ang sinabi ko sa inyo, ibigay nyo yung